Hey, shalom, shalom. Elder Mitchell back in here with another video. I want to come on real quick and speak about this hospitality thing. All right, so anytime we read, what is it, Titus, you read Timothy, first book of Timothy, it speaks about qualifications of like elders, bishops, pastors, things of that nature, deacons, and although you have these qualifications written down and they're listing things for men in leadership, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't aspire to have some of these traits yourself. And one of the things that I'm really thinking on is hospitality, lovers of hospitality. Back whenever I was in Houston, Texas, we often got a lot of new saints when I was down there. We got a lot of new people that would call and inquire about the ministry. They would come down, and I'd invite them over, for a Sabbath or whatever, after they kind of went through our vetting process. And when they would come in, if they were a male or a man, I would sit them close to me. They would either sit on my right, my left, in front of me. They would just be near me. Why? I was the head of fellowship. I was the elder. I just wanted them close. That's just kind of how I operated. And I didn't really want other brothers in their ear. If they had a question about how we do things, what we do, how we function, why we do certain things, I wanted them to hear it from me. And I would likewise turn around and say, hey, and if you have any other questions, if you don't talk to me about it, if you don't talk to my brother Greg right here about it, brother Desmond here, and I would name like maybe a few other brothers. I would say you talk to them if you can't get to me. If they can't give you an answer, they'll get to me. Things of that nature. And if I don't know the answer, we'll get you an answer. That's how I operated. My shy, what I would do is I would do the same thing with her. I would say, okay, hey, if this is a new woman that came in, I didn't sit there and talk a woman's ear off because she was new. If a woman is new, I don't sit there and stay in her ear. I don't stay in her face. I may speak to her initially. That's it. I may talk to her initially because she was sent to me, but I'd hand her off to my shy. I'd give it to my wife. I let my wife talk to her. Let my wife deal with her. Why do I need to be all up in her grill and all up in her face? I don't need to do that. So, but I made sure I coached my shy on how she needs to be with these new sisters. And the focus is keying in on their soul salvation. Soul salvation, not no other ulterior motives or anything of that nature. It's all about their soul. It's all about their spirit. It's all about making sure that she's going to be right with Messiah. You know what I'm saying? Not right for me, not right for somebody else. No, right with Messiah first and foremost. All right. So, but I also noticed the same trait in Pastor Dow. I would notice we had a new brother, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. There was a new brother that had showed up, and his name was Stephen, and a truck driver. And he had a Nashai. He's married. He had a wife. She was there as well. Now, brother Stephen had a very good experience. Why? Pastor Dow called him over. He sat down. Anytime there's a new brother, I see Pastor do that too. They come and sit around the elders table. Somebody like Pastor Dow will go up and shake their hand and introduce himself, making sure that, that they feel welcome. You know what I mean? Now, what I saw and my shy saw was that we saw the same thing we would see in the city while we're in Houston. We saw the same thing there straightway. We see that the women are left to themselves. So this man's Ashaya was kind of off by herself. And there was another single sister there, off by herself. You see what I'm saying? And I've already trained my Ashaya to go over there. When you see a new one, when you see a babe like that, when you see somebody that's new, we want to be lovers of hospitality, meaning fond of guests. We want to be fond of guests. We want to bring them in. Well, I tell you, I'm out here with these dogs, but we want to be fond of guests. Let me go back inside. We want to be fond of guests. We want to entreat them. We want to make sure that they have a good time. We want to make sure that they have a good time. We want to make sure that they enjoy their stay. We want to make sure that they feel welcome. We want to make sure that we we give them a very embracing feeling, if you will, coming into the fold. All right. And so my hope is that I'm bringing this up to shine light on something, so that way I can provoke you to good works and unto love. All right, continually. So these are things that we need to be doing. So I said to myself, now Erica's over here talking to these two sisters, and she don't even fellowship there week in, week out. She don't. But all she's doing is doing what I've already put in her from the time we was in Houston. I went up to her and I said, "You see that new sister?" "Oh yeah, I saw her. I went and spoke to her." Because her heart goes out just like my heart goes out to a new brother or a new sister. You know, we want them to feel at home. All right. And so all I could think was, what if Maasha wasn't there to entreat these sisters and to welcome them in? You know, I think towards the end of the day last week, some other sisters kind of came around or whatever, but then we went back this week. All right, this past weekend, that same single sister was there and was once again off to herself. And that's why I notice a lot of times men are married or women are single or whatever, and they come in, the men are happy, they're at peace, because the men, we have so much morale and camaraderie about ourselves. We bring our brother in, we welcome him to the brotherhood. Sisters, on the other hand, not so much, you know. So that's why I had to teach my shy years ago of what I want her to do whenever we see a new sister like that. No, welcome her into the sisterhood. Matter of fact, when we was in Houston, I said I don't ever want to see a new woman sitting by herself. If a man was married and his Asha was there, I say, hey, somebody need to be sitting with her at all times. And I'll pick out 2 or 3 of them and say, hey, y'all need to be entertaining. There's something called entertaining guests. And women, they don't know how to do that, obviously. But the idea is, us men need to be training our Ashas to be this way and to entreat these women. And these women, you should already be in your heart to do so. And I'm not saying none of you sisters don't have it in you to do it. I just didn't see it. So, and that's why I'm bringing this up. But I said to myself, what if Erica wasn't there? What if we were not there? And I said, Erica, you ain't going to be here every week. I said, you ought to go and treat some of these other sisters to kind of do this more often. You know, it's just something to point out. You know, mind you, somebody may already be doing it, but I didn't see it. So anyway, once again, like I said, hopefully this right here can just shine light on, you know, something that I just don't see us doing, especially on the woman front, on the women front. But on the men front, I see us doing it. We're definitely doing it. And I'm very happy to see that. But we need to have this all the way around. So this could be for men. This can also be for women, because, man, if you married and you got Ashas, guess what? You ought to be telling them this. Woman, if you single and you ain't got no head, well, you're hearing me say it. And now you're hearing about an example of what you should be doing. Welcoming a sister into the sisterhood. Hallelujah. All right, man. Bless you. Y'all have a great day. Shalom, shalom.